Every day in the USA, people find themselves in court.
Good morning. Are you Melissa Marie Gonzalez?
I am.
Good morning. This is Judge Middleton. I'm at the courthouse. Here at the jail on Zoom. Also present with me in the courtroom is Prosecuting Attorney David Marvin. He agreed to stay on very short notice, and the public defender, Matea Paycheck, is here with us. You had failed to appear on a bench warrant issued for your arrest. The original charge alleges that on or about August 28th of 2023, you and a co-defendant, Jeffrey Yant, made an assault and battery upon Leanne Hammonberg and maliciously destroyed a windshield of Jeffrey Yant. I'm not sure if he's a co-defendant. They've got him listed on here. And that happened in Mendon Township on August 28th. A warrant issued for your arrest. They set a pretrial and you didn't show up. So I did a show cause. You didn't show up for that. I set bond at $250. You called and said you were going to turn yourself in Kalamazoo. So I think then you did a writ and our sheriff drove up to Kalamazoo and got you. So are you presently an inmate in Kalamazoo?
Yeah.
What's the charge?
And I was on probation and they revoked my probation, so they gave me 5 months for revoking.
What were you on probation for?
Receiving and concealing a stolen motor vehicle.
Who is your judge?
I don't remember. Lightfoot, maybe?
Judge Lightfoot. All right, so it would be a felony. All right. Have you been sentenced in Kalamazoo?
Yes.
What's your out date?
January 6th.
Say that again.
January 6th.
And how long have you been in the Kalamazoo County Jail?
September 26th.
All right, we've had a hold on you all that time. So that's 4 days in September, 31 days in October, 30 days in November, 65, and 7 days. You've been in custody for 72 days with our hold. I asked Mr. Marvin to come in to see if he'd be willing to make some sort of a plea offer in this matter.
Disturbing the peace, Your Honor. I've reviewed this at length, notes, and it's in everybody's interest to get it done, and I would be willing to do disturbing the peace and move along.
All right, let's talk about that. Disturbing the peace is a simple misdemeanor. It's punishable by up to 90 days in jail and a fine of up to $500. Doesn't carry any firearm restriction or anything else. It's causing a disturbance or quarrel in a public place. Doesn't matter who was right or wrong or who started it. Mr. Marvin would dismiss the assault charge and the malicious destruction charge if you plead to disturbing the peace. Do you understand?
I do understand.
Are you willing to plead to that charge?
I don't know, because I was not guilty for either charge and I'm being charged.
Well, you're not charged with it. The plea is disturbing the peace. And that's the offer. And disturbing the peace, as I said, doesn't matter who was right or wrong. Was there a quarrel, argument, or disturbance in a public place?
Your Honor, this has already cost us thousands of dollars. She's in custody.
All right, well, let's see what supposedly happened here.
I was assaulted that day.
What's that?
I was assaulted that day and I called and made a police report and then I was arrested as well. But there's pictures of my.
Yes, he got arrested also. So that's the essence of disturbing the peace. If you were out fighting in the front yard.
Fighting about assaulted myself. I didn't assault him.
Well, I'm trying to see any sort of factual basis here. I'm looking for an affidavit or something and I can't find one. What Mr. Marvin was trying to do is just bring closure to this case. My intention is to give you a sentence of time served and let you go back to Kalamazoo. You don't have to plead to anything if you don't wish to. You have an absolute right to have a trial in this matter. But it's alleged that on this day in the city of Mendon, that you got into it with this other person and broke his windshield. And were fighting in a public forum. That's what disturbing the peace is. So if you wish to plead to the disturbing the peace charge, I'm going to give you 72 days in jail, credit 72 days, and let you go back to Kalamazoo. If you don't wish to plead to it, we can set the matter for a further proceeding.
No, I'll plead to that so I can get.
All right, well, after you got assaulted, did you break his windshield?
No, that's what they told, when I called, I made a police report, I called the police, I said, hey, I was assaulted. They came and spoke to me, spoke to him and somebody else, and the other people, I don't know, the lady, I don't even know the lady's name, I know the guy's name is Jeff. He's the one that assaulted me. They must have made up that I destroyed some property and that I assaulted them, but I was the one that was assaulted. And I'm the one that called the police.
All right, had you been drinking?
No.
What was this argument about?
A puppy?
A puppy?
Yeah, I was there with, a friend who was packing up his things, cause he was, my friend was living there and he was packing his things to move. And he said, hey, will you go back there to the trailer where Jeff was residing and, go grab the puppy. So when I went, I picked up the puppy and told them the puppy was coming with me. I don't know whose puppy it was. But, I was assuming it was my friend's puppy because he asked me to go get it. And I picked up the puppy and I went to walk away and I was assaulted from behind on the side of the face. And I went.
Was it your puppy?
It was my friend's puppy. I ended up actually obtaining the puppy a couple weeks after that. So I ended up getting the puppy, but, I was assaulted, like, if I would have assaulted somebody, I would definitely not have called the police.
All right, well, Mr. Marvin, could you send me a report or something? I'm trying to grasping at straws here to figure out what happened.
Yeah,
Thank you for being here too. This is hopeful to try to get a completion of this. Well, let me tell you a couple other things, Ms. Gonzalez. If you do plead to this charge, you'll be giving up your right to have a trial in front of a judge or jury. You understand?
Yeah,
Other than what I told you about time served, did anybody promise you anything to get you to plead to this
no,
or threaten you?
no.
How did you happen to even be in Mendon that day?
A friend of mine called and asked me to help him move his stuff out of the big barn.
All right, you don't live in Mendon?
No, I live in Kalamazoo.
All right, now who was that friend?
Stafford, his last name is Stafford, I'm trying to think what his first. I call him Stafford, but my ex-boyfriend Dylan Stafford Staff.
All right, how did you end up getting down to Mendon?
I drove there.
Okay, so you had a driver's license.
No,
All right, well, anyway, you drove there.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Definitely don't wanna waste any more money or any more court time, so I think to get it over with, I would probably consider pleading guilty to the.
All right. What it says here, you told the officer you went back to get a puppy that was being purchased from Jeffrey Yan. Jeffrey had not yet paid for the puppy, so she went to give the puppy back. When she went to pick up the puppy, Jeff came from behind and punched her on the right side of the face with a closed fist. Jeff hit her approximately 1 time. She said she did not fight back. There was a slight swelling on her cheekbone. While speaking with Dale, he said he saw the entire incident. Melissa went out back, bent down to get the puppy, and Jeff came around and punched her. Well, he got charged. And he said, call the police, bitch, and you'll get it again. He claimed he also punched Leanne Hamburg. He never hit Melissa. Then what's this business about? He was trying to get the two. Melissa made threats with a hatchet and she hit the windshield of his vehicle. And then there were some words exchanged. Well, this certainly isn't the crime of the century, but there was a neighbor there and you and this guy were fighting and you got punched, and that's pretty much confirmed. Then you were yelling at him. And that's enough for me to accept disturbing the peace and let you get back to Kalamazoo. He got arrested also. I have to look up and see what happened to him.
He was PR bonded 2 days afterwards, and I spent in jail for 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
I had a $200 bond, and it was 2 weeks later. Actually, I got arrested, the 28th, and I got out of jail on the 7th of the next, September 7th is when I was.
All right. I'll add 9 more days. 81 days, credit 81 days. Mr. Marvin's right. This was a lot more trouble than it was worth. And for you to sit in jail, you posted a $200 bond, $75 fine, $75 crime victims' rights fee. Apply the $200 bond, you owe $0. 81 days, credit 81 days, and I never would have given you 81 days for this sort of thing, but I want to use up all the available time. Use your bond money to pay any fine, and you may be returned to Kalamazoo County, and I hope you get out.
I'm kind of homeless at the moment.
All right, well, I wish you well. You don't even really have much connection here, and this was a bunch of yelling and shouting out in the yard over a puppy that may or may not have been paid for, but you certainly don't need any more jail time for that. So you can go back to Kalamazoo, finish your sentence, maybe you'll get some good time. You're good to go.
Thank you.
All right, good luck. Thank you, Matea.
Not a problem. Have a great day.